Boy, do I have a treat for you today. Welcome back to Dreamsphere, or if you're new here, thanks for watching. I'm going to be showing you my 6 favorite glitched bases with a walkthrough of each one. If you're more interested in building them yourself, I have a guide for you linked in the description on how to do each one of these bases. Or if you have a specific one you want to see, I have everything timestamped below. Let's jump in.
Dreamsphere, you to be played.
Did you know you can actually build in the cans and the bottles found around the game? This place is tiny but mighty, and it's always nice to have small bases around the map. So let's head inside. This one obviously isn't a main base, it's more of a place to rest your head when you're in the fire pit region. But I was going for more of a creative design, and also having the constraints of the can, it was interesting because there's not a lot of room in there. Let it be known, I want to live here. It's kind of like a studio apartment. Everything you need is super close and convenient, and you don't need much. A workbench, over to the other side we have the little cookery, so just a quick trip. Also, I didn't do much with the outside of this because I like the unexpectedness of going into the can and it's like a completely different world. And the outside looks cool enough already being in the fire pit region. And that's it. That's the can condo. Okay, so the can was a little small, so let's move on to something more stately. Here I have a 2-part treehouse with a secret penthouse at the top. And no, it's not this green and white penthouse. We have to keep moving up to find it. We built a web elevator all the way to the top, as far up as we could go in order to get this secret location. And boy oh boy am I glad we did it, because look at these views. I'm building a bridge because I want to build a part 2 on the other tree, but if you go into the trunk, there's a secret lodge, the Butterfly Lodge, and honestly, I think it looks real cool, and how unexpected. A fun little surprise. We'll get into the inside details in a little bit, but first, let's look more at the views. You can still build here after the last update, which is really nice because I wasn't sure which of my bases were going to stay or not after everything got fixed. But that's okay, that's half the fun, just you don't know what to expect. I should mention that I did these in creative mode, but it does work in regular game mode as well. It just depends on how much time you want to put into it, but either way, totally works. So that's more of an overview of the 2-part treehouse base. So let's head downstairs and we'll start going through the details. Okay, so we're at the entrance, or the bottom part of the treehouse base, and over to the left I have a little outdoor restaurant, tiki bar kind of moment, a place to relax, unwind, have some smoothies, look at the nice views. On the far left of the base, kind of tucked away, there's a little garden, greenhouse, hut kind of thing. So if you go inside, you can see all the places to grow your crops or grass or whatever you're farming at that time. Okay, we're back at the entrance. This time we're gonna head to the right. So over here, there's just a little chill area, kind of like a foyer, I guess. I don't really know, but a nice place to look at all the flowers, some decorations, and then we come up to our first web elevator, and that's what's gonna take us to the first penthouse. But first, we gotta look at our little barracks turret situation. Plenty of acorn turrets. Though it did get kind of nerfed, but you know what, that's okay, it still looks nice. Let's take the first web elevator up to the living area. I guess it's kind of a penthouse too, but not a secret penthouse. You have to go through the caterpillar guardians. We got some jerky racks next to the other web elevator that takes you to the very top. In here, pretty simple, straightforward. I like how the tree trunk is also the back of this for the wall. Thought that was a nice touch, a little bit of an accent wall, if you will. Towards the back, we also have a little veranda. It also has really nice views here as well. So if you didn't want to build all the way to the top, you don't have to go that high to get nice views. The whole game looks nice, so anywhere you build is going to look good. Let's make our way out of this section, and we're going to go to the web elevator right next door. We're going to keep climbing up until we get all the way to the top. Alright, so we have a little outdoor patio area, and when we go into the tree, you've seen this part already, but this is just the outside. But the main door is straight ahead. It can be tricky to build up here because sometimes it doesn't always work, which is why we have these stairs that go up a little bit because I couldn't build flat on that area. And here we have a little lounge and a fireplace where you can relax. I kind of went for a lodge vibe. Let's head over to the corner where the stairs are and we'll take it up to the second level. I love these spiral staircases. They save so much space and they just look really cool too. Up here is a bed and lots of storage and another fireplace where you can chill out, which is nice after a long hard day of fighting bugs. On the second floor, it leads out to a balcony, which also has incredible views, and there's a place to sit down and enjoy it right over here. Overall, I think this base is one of my favorites that I've ever done. Let me know in the comments what your favorite base you've ever built is. Just like how you can build in the soda cans, you can build in the mint containers too. Again, you do have a little bit of a size restriction, but it's really fun to do and it looks super cute. It's nice with this too because you don't have to put down flooring first. You can just put all of your items directly on the ground. You can put anything you need in here. So you can put beds, cookeries, chairs, anything. And it's also really cool because the mints stay in the container or outside of the container, and that adds a really nice touch as well. We've made our way to the sphere, or the top of the dome at the training facility when you first start the game. If you played the original Grounded, it might look familiar because it looks like the pond dome where you find the mussel sprouts, and it even has the little sections where the mussel sprouts go around the rim of it. There is grass that grows up through the flooring if you put the flooring down, but you don't have to keep it there, you can chop it down. But let's look at the details. Over here we have the sleeping area where you can sleep. You can also have some storage and store some armor there as well. If you look over across, we'll head over that direction. We have another little caterpillar friend. He's one of my favorites, just so cute. And then we have an incubation station. And also, if you look towards the left, we have a little balcony that we're gonna head towards. Underneath the little balcony, you'll see I have a cooking station. And if we head up towards the top, there's a little lounge area to just hang out, check out the lights that are in the distance. I really like this sphere because I like the hexagons. I think they add a lot of cool texture to it. And roofs can be hard, so it's nice when it's done for you. You can build in the Ominent facilities, field stations, whatever you want to call them. But you do have to put flooring down first in order to do so. As of now, after the Harry and Scary update, this still works, but I wouldn't recommend putting anything super important here in case it gets patched and you lose your items. But yeah, you can put a whole base in here, workshop, bed, storage, that dude saluting, you know, all of the essentials. This is what it looks like on the outside looking in, and it's nice. You can have a cozy little area while you're analyzing your resources. Until this point, every other glitched base we've shown you can still build and try for yourself. However, this one you cannot. It's still there. I know it is because after the update I logged in and I was here, but as soon as I left I can't get back to it. So here's a little bonus base tour just for funsies. Let's check out the left side first. So each section is like its own little thing. So over here we have a little restaurant. At the top is where you can cook some food, share with your pals, and right across from it is where you can get your water supply, because food and drinks, I suppose. But yeah, so this is where you can collect your dewdrops and put them in the little spot in the bottom. And then if you go all the way to the end, this is where you can meet up with your team. It's kind of like a lodge. So we have a little restaurant area over here. Can talk about all of your adventures and how many bugs killed you, or vice versa. And on the other side is where you can have your sleepovers, I suppose, and tons of storage from all of your adventures. And the tallies on the wall are for how many days you spent underground, under the map. Let's check out the other side of this floating bunker. Bungalows? Bunker bungalows? Not quite sure. Over on this side, we have little workshop in this green section. So anything you need to craft, create, that's all going to be in here. And over across in the other little room hut, there's just a lot of different jerky racks, so you can make some berry leather or jerky, whatever you'd like to do. And then on the end of this side is where we have a little gardening area. So right now it's just blades of grass, and they'll be growing down here forever because I can't get back. Oh, but that's all right. We knew this one would be inaccessible at some point. And really, that's half the fun, is just the building. So let's go to our main building, what you see when you first come through the entryway, and give a little tour of that. So you're coming down the steps, go through a little gate, and straight across is our main community building. And in here you can do a bunch of activities. So there's a basketball court, archery range, and some combat training, kind of whatever you want to do in here. A rec center, really, a recreational center. And that wraps up our 6 best glitched bases tour. Leave a comment on which base was your favorite. I'm curious to know. If you want a how-to video on how to build each of these bases, there's a link right here. If you like this video and want to see more base tours in the future, drop a like, and please consider subscribing. Thanks! Catch you next time!